Hello and welcome to Europhoria, a podcast all about the great glam and garish from Eurovision past. My name is Roland Boddenham, and as ever, I am joined by the dangerous Isobel Chillman. Hello, Isobel.
Hey, I think I'm only a danger to myself more than to anyone else.
Well, still, I mean, it's dangerous.
Nonetheless.
Dangerous nonetheless.
Yeah.
Isobel, we're recording this podcast in your kitchen, as has come to be the norm. Mm-hmm. But outside, it's light.
It's light.
The sun is here.
Isn't it beautiful?
The clocks has changed. And we have the window open. So if you hear a bird or a plane or a police car, just think of it as ambience. So if you haven't listened to this podcast before, welcome along.
Hi.
This is a podcast where we discuss beautiful stories from Eurovision past. And then I go and ruin it all by attempting to create a Eurovision smash hit song at the end.
Roland is our pop star extraordinaire, in-house musician.
Pop star in training, maybe.
Nah. We've got a few number one hits there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's about
we just need to get the right
isn't it?
connections.
Yeah.
Got any connections, guys? Have you got connections in the music biz?
I need to learn from your guy who you spoke about a couple of weeks ago, Mihai.
Mihai.
Confidence. It's all about confidence.
Confidence is key, Roland.
Yeah. So we.
If you don't know what we're on about, have a look. A few weeks back, Mihai, Romanian. It's fantastic.
I mean, it's almost like a life lesson. Just do what he does and you'll succeed, or you'll make it up, and that's fine too. We'll get to that part of the podcast when that part of the podcast comes up. But before we get anywhere, Isobel. The question that I always ask at the start: would you like a lovely bottle of
Yes, I would.
Macedonikos?
Oh, even more so. Yes.
It sounds great, right? It sounds like
Lovely.
a dance. It's from Greece,
Of course it is.
so
Have a name like that.
Macedonikos. Isobel,
Yeah.
you've been away
Yeah, I have. I've been to Dublin.
to the land of Jedward.
Did try to hunt them down, didn't find them, and was told by many people on Twitter that they are currently on the west coast of America. A few people were ahead of the curve in terms of Jedward's place on the earth right now.
I love that there are people who are just
They're just
out
tracking.
there
Yeah, they're just
letting
tracking.
I'll just let you know they're in LA right now, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Fuck, Isobel. I just popped. There was not
You
even.
just popped off again.
That was the most disappointing one because there wasn't even a pop. Hang on.
Popping off early.
Even that was shit. I don't know what's happened.
That was good for a fake one.
Sorry, the cork. It was a loose cork. What can I say?
It smells nice. Smells fruity.
It's summer, isn't it?
Yeah, I went to Dublin and it was fantastic. Didn't see Jedward, didn't see anyone from Riverdance, none of that stuff, unfortunately. But we had a wonderful time. Would highly recommend going to Dublin if you get the chance, to anyone listening. And you can stay with a wonderful Airbnb host called Silvana.
Cheers, Silvana. Actually, cheers
to Silvana and
cheers
Dublin.
to Silvana. Cheers to Dublin. Cheers to Greece. So there we go. Now we've done that, we can officially start the podcast with our usual segment.
Eurovision news.
And it is, I mean, it's actual news, front page of the BBC website and front page of lots of other news websites this last week. And it actually happened before we released the last podcast, so
annoyingly
slightly delayed, and inevitably something
this
else
will be delayed
have
as well.
before this one goes out as well. But Isobel, do you want to update us with what the hell is going on between Ukraine and Russia?
Yes, it's all popped off in the same way you did just then.
Yeah.
It's all popping off.
A bit more dramatically
across
though.
Europe. So the Ukraine have now officially banned the Russian entry, Yulia Samoylova, from entering because she has, according to Ukrainian law, done something illegal, which is perform in the annexed area of Crimea. So that's kicking off. And then the latest update, which I found, which was published about a couple of hours ago, says A stalemate over Russia's participation in this year's Eurovision Song Contest continues as the organiser, the EBU, is trying to broker a compromise solution.
Oh.
The EBU suggested that Russian participant Yulia, banned from entering Ukraine, perform live via satellite.
Oh.
But it has satisfied neither side.
No, I can't imagine that's particularly satisfying for anyone. Like,
it's not satisfying for the audience either.
Do you remember on Top of the Pops where they used to do like a satellite thing from either the car park or when the band were in America and they'd do it in there? It just wasn't the same, was it? Like, oh, it's Steps, but they're in America because they're on their American tour.
You felt cheated.
Yeah, you did. You're like, even if you weren't in the studio yourself, you're like, I want to see the people in the studio.
I want to know they were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's not the
same. So the Russian network Channel 1 have said, we find the offer of a remote participation odd and refuse it, for it is going absolutely against the very essence of the event, one of the rules of which reads that the song should be performed live on the stage.
Yeah.
And the Ukraine, which are hosting this year's contest, haven't gone for the proposal either. A satellite broadcast performance by Ukrainian networks would violate the Ukrainian law just the same as her entry into the Ukraine, their Deputy Prime Minister has said on his Twitter account.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I mean, that's
where all the news is done nowadays.
all politics is communicated through Twitter.
So at the moment, Russia is saying they're not going to replace her. Ukraine is saying she's not allowed in the country.
Yeah.
Neither of them are agreeing to its satellite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No one... to be fair, actually... Ukraine are coming off way worse than Russia in this one.
Oh, massively.
And
we said this last week.
Yeah, and you made the fair point of it. Maybe Russia are doing this on purpose and have chosen someone who was in Crimea and is in a wheelchair and is going, oh, she's completely innocent, and why are you? But when it comes down to it, Ukraine or the Ukraine government or the police or whatever it is do come off as a bit petty with this one, don't they?
Yeah.
And the fact that they gave them a list of 150 other people who can't perform in the Eurovision Song Contest. So
they were just getting him prepped, Roland. They were just letting him know it ahead of time.
Exactly.
You can't have any of these people.
So you think like we had a list of 6 in our final. Can you imagine if they went, right, the 150 best, they're not allowed. 151? Yeah, them. That grandma who did the Diana
That's all you've
song.
got to find, Russia. Find the 151st best singer in your country.
And as long as they haven't gone to Crimea.
No.
So I mean, it's the ugly side of Eurovision, but there's always politics, and it was always going to be tricky between Ukraine and Russia.
See what happens.
I know. So
you got any other news?
No, I mean, that's kind of like news. That, you know, the fact that was on the front page of the BBC.
I know there's a breaking news alert.
It was a breaking news alert. So really, there's not. It's kind of everything else has been
usurped.
Like, and it's that bit of a calm between when all the songs have been decided and before everyone travels there or starts doing the press tours of Europe and stuff like that. But that's when it gets exciting as well. So. We will be sure to keep you updated on that. So now that the news is done, let's move along quickly to these. That wasn't quick at all. No, let's move along really slowly and meander our way to the any other business section. Isobel, do you have any other business from last week's episode?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I do.
Oh.
I know we talked about our sack being full last
plopping
week.
Your sack into my kitchen.
Our mail sack. We have. Our mail sack has been well and truly filled right up.
Oh, lovely.
But, Isobel, there has been a backlash.
God. I don't know what they've done.
An astonishing backlash of 2 emails. I will start with an email from Thomas Barlow.
Hi, Thomas Barlow.
Who starts with the line, "Guys!" all capitalised.
Oh, Jesus. Thomas, calm down, love.
And then he said, "Bulgarian wine. What a great choice. Living in Bulgaria, I get the pleasure of drinking it very frequently. Hope you enjoyed it."
Oh, we did very much,
nice,
Thomas.
yeah,
It was lovely.
Yeah. So actually, quite relevantly, Thomas says, about Russia, my opinion is that it's not up to Eurovision or the organisers in Ukraine to decide whether or not the Russian entry could go. If the Secret Service say so, there isn't really much that Eurovision can do.
True.
Which is very true. And really, when we're saying it's a bit petty, we're not saying it's the Eurovision organisers.
No. I'm not blaming Eurovision anyway.
It is just a bit, it's everyone's hands are tied.
I will never blame Eurovision.
Thomas also says, Isobel, I agree with your opinion about Macedonia.
Oh, we had it on earlier in the kitchen, didn't we, Roland?
We did have it earlier on in the kitchen. He says he went there last year, and Skopje is a beautiful city. I think that's the capital city.
Lovely.
I don't know.
I've not been. Nice.
So the backlash, Isobel.
God, okay, I'm ready for the backlash.
Thomas says, Roland, your song was good this week. I've never watched that comedic duo, so for me, it was original. 8 from me.
It's not original though, Thomas, just because you don't know about it.
He says, your podcast is still amazing. Keep it up.
Thomas, you're amazing. I'll just say this. You are amazing, Thomas, but I disagree.
On with the backlash. We had another email from... thank you, Thomas. We had another email from a gentleman named Chance.
Chance?
I know, take a chance on me. The subject line, Robo Boogie 2000 asterisk, begins, proper banger, mate. Isobel is usually right on her scores.
Thank you.
But she got it wrong this week.
Oh, Chance.
And then in brackets, I probably won't be the favourite this week now.
No, you are my favourite now for saying that.
Yeah, and you should learn.
You are my favourite.
Isobel loves it when you disagree with her.
Yeah, I love an argument.
Then Chance says, love the podcast. Thanks for teaching me Michael Flatley is American. Love from Chance from Brooklyn.
What?
And then there's a PS. I'm still having clown nightmares from Festival Fun, so eat a dick for that.
Oh my God, Chance, you are my absolute favourite.
Well, no, don't say that, because now people
all of that stuff was hilarious.
But people are just going to email and tell me to eat a dick because they think that's going to make them your favourite.
Just eat a dick, right? He's right. Chance is right. Although I will specify again, Chance, you did not tell us which continent you are from. No one has yet said a continent.
Where the fuck is Brooklyn? Brooklyn could
Where's
be anywhere.
Brooklyn? I don't know where Brooklyn is.
There's probably lots of Brooklyns.
Tell me what continent you're on, please. That's all I need to know. That's very exciting. Chance, love it. I don't even mind that you disagreed with me. I don't agree with either of you or Thomas because he did rip that song off. Fly the Conchords. But you are great.
Okay, so that's the end of the backlash.
Okay, I'm glad.
I know.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I know. Wipe your brow there. So we have another email though, not backlashing, from someone called Jordan, and they have put the subject line, can I be Isabel's favourite now? I think you've started a trend.
I love the new people that are emailing.
Also, I feel like these are getting slightly a little bit too biased now. This one begins. Hey Isobel, just wanted to say that.
Hi Jordan.
Yeah, right.
Hi.
Hey Isobel. Hey Isobel, just wanted to say that I love the show. Oh, and hello Roland. Like, come on.
Jordan,
I feel like
you are also my favourite.
Who's the one?
That's fantastic. I think everyone, look, just Roland, don't be upset that everyone clearly knows whose podcast this is.
Oh, fuck.
Who is the fan favourite?
Anyway, we've gone off. So anyway, yeah. So then Jordan, fucking Jordan. Oh, and hello Roland. Like that's some sort of. Oh, anyway, my name is Jordan, and I was writing because I always fucking ask lots of annoying questions. And that Isobel asked us to. So
yes.
Since you guys were shitting on the Italian entry, I started wondering, since you haven't mentioned yet, what songs did you like? Jordan then asked what songs are in your top 5. Now we are going to go into that in a proper podcast later, aren't we?
I'm not going to go into too much detail. I like saying who I hate.
Yeah,
you'll learn very soon which ones I like. Part of why I don't want to get too involved in this is that all the Euro fans on Twitter are, I love you all if you're listening, but you're all bonkers.
They love
and
Iceland.
they changed that. No, they put the top 10 up every other day and then change it round.
Yeah,
and I can't keep up with it all.
No.
I'm just going to commit to it when I want to commit. Yeah. And once I've listened to all of them, I've not listened to all of them yet.
So then, actually, Jordan asks, curious about each of your bottom 5s. And again, we're not quite that organised to have bottom 5s, but I'm sure we can discuss that as well. But Jordan's bottom 5, I mean, it's controversial to say the least.
Oh, Jordan, you might get your favourite tag removed.
So 39, Georgia. 40 is Poland. 41st, Sweden.
Jordan.
42, Armenia. 43, the United Kingdom.
Jordan, you're just poking the bear now, aren't you? That's what you want to do.
Isabel was like really, I think she's gritting her teeth.
Taken swiftly away. It's gone back to Chance. Chance is my favourite. Sweden is amazing, so don't be daft. And also Georgia's is the one where she's wearing this insanely amazing sequin gown thing.
Oh, right.
And it's a bit like a Bond song, I think.
So she deserves to be at least halfway through.
She's got fantastic hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's got to get through the semi-finals.
Maybe Jordan hasn't watched it. Maybe Jordan has only listened to it.
Jordan. You haven't got the same judging criteria as I do. Not that I'm saying mine is correct and yours is incorrect.
No.
But we're definitely viewing this under different circumstances, Jordan. So I love you nonetheless, but never darken our doorstep again. Okay?
Jesus. Okay. Well, I mean, thanks, Jordan.
Joking.
Jordan actually signed it. Jordan, last name redacted, so you can't hunt him down or hunt them down and disagree with them. And so, yes, thank you all for emailing. We're actually getting more emails than we really have time for reading out. So apologies if you haven't had your email read out on this podcast. I will try and respond on email as well. But just keep emailing because one of them will get through.
These are all great. They're hilarious. And I love everyone's giving Roland shit.
No, I don't, because they will. People stood up for me as well. That song got at least 8 in my eyes, and that's what the public have spoken.
Yeah.
But we do all obviously love receiving your emails and hearing from you.
Keep emailing.
Hearing you disagree with all of us at one point or
another.
All
of it. I love it. I love people giving me shit.
So you can get in touch with us on our email address of europhoriapodcast@gmail.com.
You can also communicate with us on Twitter, which is EurophoriaCast. We are on Instagram.
You can't.
I think just don't, because I'm really fed up with it. I'm not really big on Instagram anyway. I've got tired of it.
Yeah.
I love Twitter, and I'm really happy with using Twitter all the time. And that's fine.
Focus your attention on Twitter a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So probably just going to stop using Instagram. So just forget we ever had it.
At least for the time
I'll move topless pictures over to Twitter. So if you're following us on Instagram, just go on Twitter instead.
Yeah.
Or just email me. I'll send you a topless picture or something. Not me.
Not Isabel. Don't do that. And don't send Isabel topless pictures of you.
No. No, we shouldn't get into this. No, don't.
You can't.
Don't. That's a weird area.
So Twitter and email, we love hearing from you. So please do get in touch with us on there. So that's the end of the news and the end of the Any Other Business. So now comes the time for our weekly time to sit down in front of a fire, pour yourself a drink of wine, and listen as we tell you a story from the history of Eurovision. This week, it's your turn, Isabel.
It's my week.
I always get terrified that I'm going to say it's your turn and you're going to go,
nope.
No, it's not, it's your turn. And I'm going to go, well, fuck. It is your turn, right?
It is definitely my turn. I have a story ready.
Okay, good. That's
fine. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it. Let's wait no longer.
So, Roland.
Yes.
Let me take you back to Eurovision 2003.
No.
I'm not going to yet again dredge up history of Gemini's fails nil point attempt. We've done that.
We've put that to rest.
We've washed our hands of it. Never again shall it be spoken on this podcast. What could have been? What should have been? But instead, we're going to look at Belgium from that year.
Okay.
So, Urban Trad.
Right.
Our Belgian folk music group.
Oh, God.
Consisting of both Flemish and French-speaking people. And they were the Belgian entry that year.
Urban Trad.
Sounds
a bit like what Riverdance was last week.
Urban Trad.
Yeah, Urban Trad. It was.
Makes sense.
Anyway.
So the band's instruments included a very, very kind of hippie-ish folk band.
Yeah.
The instruments included the flute, the diatonic accordion, and the Galician bagpipes. They had loads of members, and I'm not going to go into all the detail because that's just a selection. There was acoustic guitars. They were the most fun ones.
I like Galician bagpipes.
Big
pipes.
Some big pipes.
Take a look at my Galician big pipes.
He's only had one glass of wine. Oh dear. I'm not going to go into all their members because there was like 8 of them, and some of them changed. And
jeez, yeah.
I got too confused. One of them's dead, so I just thought I'll just leave.
This isn't the story of that, is it?
No. Although their vocalist Soitkin Collier will come up again later.
Okay.
It's the only one I'm going to mention.
Soitkin Collier.
This was the first Walloon participation since the 2000 contest.
What?
So
Is that like a Belgian kids TV show, like the Teletubbies? It's the Walloon.
It is not.
Am I being really disrespectful to a race?
Well, maybe.
Okay.
But it's a fun word.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what that meant either,
Okay,
so
good.
I googled it. So Wallonia is a French-speaking region of southern Belgium, known for its medieval towns, Renaissance-era architecture, and traditional Trappist beers.
Sounds very lovely.
Right, I could do the voiceover for a travel show.
Why not visit Wallonia?
Wallonia, join in with the Walloons.
Why not dance with the Galician bagpipes? Sounds great. Sounds lovely.
Sounds delightful. I've seen some pictures. It looks beautiful.
Yeah,
It looks very
nice,
lovely, very
nice.
charming. So they entered with the song Sonomi.
Okay.
And the song is remarkable for a number of reasons.
Oh.
Perhaps most readily because it was the first time in the Eurovision Song Contest that an entry was sung in an imaginary language.
Was it really? It took till 2003 to sing.
There was nonsense words.
Yeah, but the whole thing.
Just totally made up nonsense.
That's ingenious because you just don't have to think about it. Like, I sometimes spend several hours of a weekend trying to come up with lyrics. I should just make noises.
That should be a task. Just make a nonsense song one time. Oh Christ! You know you're getting 0 from Ken to that one.
Just give me 0 already.
No. Just
okay, so explain. Okay, go on.
So, well, most. More than 3/4 of all Eurovision entries are normally sung in English.
Yeah.
For the simple reason that it's the most widely understood language in Europe, and so it's most likely to have the broadest appeal, which is then going to get you the most votes.
Yes.
So in the past, there was, up until a certain point, there was obviously the rule in place that you had to sing in your nation's language, which prevented them all being sung in English. Now that's not the case. But also, Eurovision nowadays has very liberal language in terms of the permitted languages you can sing.
Right, okay.
And Belgium that year just took full advantage of the so termed free language rule by entering a song that had lyrics that were completely made up.
Oh my God, that's
made
brilliant.
no sense to anyone whatsoever.
Fantastic.
So
I love it.
I've tried my hardest to find any explanation as to why they did this. I can't. So I've been hunting this down just to find anything like an interview for them to explain, like these are the noises we wanted to make, or this is what we thought the language. I can't find anything at all. I can read you out some of the lyrics, but just so you know, they're just all nonsense.
How about we do this? How about we work out our own interpretation of what the song means?
Okay. Sonomi Hele Manila Karunu.
Hi.
Hey there. How's it going?
Hi.
Alia Irema Nea Lego Tura Medile.
I'm going to go and make you a tiramisu.
I can't imagine tiramisu as anything other than tiramisu in any language.
Tiramalego.
Tiramadila.
Tiramadila.
So this isn't rude because it's not a fucking language. So we're not being rude about anyone's language.
No, we're not offending
it's not
anyone.
Real.
I mean, it is. So when I said at the start, is this Belgian Teletubbies? It is Belgian Teletubbies, right? Like they didn't.
It's mental.
How?
Do you want to listen to it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's a clip. We can listen to a little bit of it.
Let's have a little listen. So yeah,
I mean, it sounds like it's some sort of Middle Eastern language.
That's the thing. It sounds like a language.
Yeah.
So why not have it be a language. Because you're not helping yourself with anyone then. Literally no one is going to like listen to it and go, oh yeah, I remember when my boyfriend broke up with me, or like I remember the first time I fell in love. No one's going to listen. They're going to go, there's some noises from a human mouth.
That's so weird.
It's such a weird decision.
It's such a crap song as well. And again, not a real language, so it doesn't matter.
And at one point, the singer does, you see it just flicker over her eyes that she suddenly has a real moment of self-doubt. It's like in that video. I mean, if you search the video, it's about 45 seconds in.
There might be a reason why.
Oh God!
Which we'll go on to.
Okay,
as to why she looked that way, because actually that singer wasn't meant to be that singer there that night.
Oh, okay.
So now I'm going to take you back to 2003 for a shocking twist in our tale of urban trad.
I thought this was all happy clappy. We've written a lovely song together. Oh my God! Okay.
I'm just gonna read from a news article from 2003 now.
Okay.
Belgium bans neo-Nazi Eurovision singer.
Oh my God! This song was, that you really have just
You didn't know where I'm coming from. I'm just going to throw it in from left field. It's crazy.
I was not expecting the words neo-Nazi to come out of your mouth. Oh shit. Okay. I feel slightly like maybe the song's lyrics were originally something else, but they had to change them last minute, and so went make it up.
Maybe if you like play them backwards, it says something terrifying.
Yeah.
I shall read on.
Okay.
The lead singer of Belgium's entry in the Eurovision Song Contest was banned from taking part yesterday after the security services accused her of neo-Nazi sympathies. The selectors told Soetkin Collier that she could not sing for Belgium with her folk band Urban Trad at the contest in Riga in May because her political views would bring the country into disrepute.
It brings a real different meaning to Urban Trad, doesn't it?
The decision was taken after the security services wrote a letter to the Prime Minister saying Collier, 25, had been under surveillance for far-right activities. It alleged that she had attended a Nazi rally in 1996 commemorating Rudolf Hess.
Oh, God, come on. Don't go to a rally commemorating Rudolf Hess. And if you go there by accident, just walk away.
Just leave.
Just leave.
You don't have to stay.
Don't be like, I don't want to offend anyone. I guess I'll stay. Just go.
Collier vigorously denied the claims and said she intended to sue the security services for defamation. I have always been horrified by everything to do with fascism, racism and neo-Nazism, she added. Collier's brother works for the far-right Vlaams bloc in the Flemish Parliament, and her father works in a Flemish nationalist bar in Antwerp.
So it's not without precedent, not without some sort of connection there.
It's maybe
runs in the family.
Could be around.
Oh, God.
In some aspects. Can't really say
no.
Got nothing to do with it.
No. Yeah, I mean, she had links.
There were ties. but to be fair to Collier, she did provide a full statement after this explaining the situation. And it does seem like she was maybe brought up by right-wing parents.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean she has those views. So I think maybe she was just brought up in that environment. In a public statement, she said, I want to be clear now about the stories told about me. In 1995, I was a member of the Flemish National Youth Association and the Nationalistic Students Association. Since 1996, the membership has been cancelled. I want to point out that I've never been at the remembrance of Rudolf Hess and never had affinity with extreme right. Solidarity is an important issue in my life, and I hate racism and neo-Nazism. My integration in the Wallonian group Urban Trad is clear evidence that I have no anti-Wallonian feelings. I ask the press and the public to focus on my musical qualities. It's my passion, and this campaign against me is about to take that away from me.
I mean, it's. I don't know if you have anything on what she's done since, because it's about her actions, isn't it, rather than her words. But you do have to give someone like that a chance to. You can't just write someone like that off because of the family they've been brought up in.
Especially if she has not been, hasn't done all of that stuff. The authorities later withdrew their allegations after an investigation, concluding that they were exaggerated and based on outdated information.
Wow.
So probably it was based on the fact that she was involved in a few things when she was younger due to her family.
Well, that sounds like it corroborates her story a little bit.
Paul Bellion, a Flemish author and activist at the time, said the real scandal was the zeal of the security services in hounding peaceful Flemish nationalists in Belgium's Dutch-speaking northern half instead of tackling Islamic terrorism, which does, to be honest, sound like something a far-right sympathiser would say. So I don't think, Paul, you're helping the cause
you're not,
here.
I mean, you're just pointing a finger that's been pointed at you somewhere else.
It's not the nationalists, it's them Islamic terrorists. Oh, no, you fucked it. You fucked it now.
If you point at someone, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
Oh, you cheesy wanker. But as a result of this, Collier had to be removed from the group. And because she was removed from the group, there are now 2 versions of the song that exist on record. So there's one that was the standard album version. And another version was released on single, and then the Eurovision Song Contest 2003 album, and that Eurovision edit is cut down by about a minute, and it also has her vocals removed and replaced by someone else's.
Well, that's tough, that is.
A new lead singer was found, and Urban Trad stayed as the Belgian representative at the contest.
Do we know where they came?
We're going to get on to that now, Roland.
I keep thinking you're wrapping it up, and it's like...
You just keep thinking I ain't planned for this shit.
No, I know.
I'm the one that writes full, succinct stories,
yeah, you
right?
did everything.
No, doesn't forget about Eurovision, as you did.
Nothing left untied.
Nah.
Is that what you say? No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Just say it in gibberish. It's fine.
That
sounded like danon.
Danon. Gibberish too.
Yeah, so they did it on the night. And they performed their very odd nonsense song at the Eurovision Song Contest. So we watched a little clip of it earlier, Roland, and you put on the music. And they have a very simple dance routine that goes alongside them singing, which hardly... It don't like give the Macarena at one for its money, does it? It's a bit basic.
It's basically
kind of might be sign language, but I also think probably it's not, like, you know when that guy pretended to know sign language.
Well, exactly. You know what they've done to go along with their made up words. They've done made up sign language.
Yeah, so not even deaf people can understand what's going on either.
Well, it gives a fair representation of their song, because the deaf person's going, what are they doing? And we're going, what are they doing?
What's going on? No one knows what's going on. There's also a lot of wafting around of traditional musical instruments.
Just holding them up.
They're just waving instruments around. And also, because they've lied about other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're lying about. Because it's all nonsense. I kind of don't even believe they're traditional instruments. I just think they're made up instruments too.
But to be honest, if they did that, conceptually, I'd start to like it a lot more. Like if it was all a lie and like they were holograms and the whole thing was just completely made up, I'd like that. It'd be great conceptually.
Okay, I like
it.
It
is almost like they're just sort of showing the camera an instrument. Like, here is
you want to buy my wares?
My Galician bagpipes. Love that.
Yeah, it's slightly odd, isn't it? But despite there being nonsense lyrics and weird wafting, and actually the song, let's all be honest, is a bit shit.
Yeah.
Urban Trad led the scoreboard for much of the voting.
Fuck off. Are you kidding? That song.
I am not kidding. Telling the truth.
I'm kidding. You didn't.
This is all nonsense too. I've made this entire story up.
It's all...
Urban Trad didn't exist. I made that song and that video.
Holy shit! This is the best plot twist since The Sixth Sense. It's amazing. You're dead. I'm sitting in a room alone.
You've just had a mental breakdown.
I'm in a padded
cell.
And you're
talking to yourself.
No, just had a little shiver there. That'd be a nightmare.
Jesus. No, they did. They led the scoreboard for most of the evening, but lost out when the very last set of votes from Slovenia were cast.
Are you kidding?
Bloody Slovenia. Well, actually, well done, Slovenia.
Well done,
that
Slovenia.
Mental.
Imagine that being part of Eurovision history.
Oh, Christ almighty. Well, it is already.
It is.
So in total, they received 165 points, placing second in a field of 26. And giving Belgium their first result since the 1986 victory with Sandra Kim's J'aime la vie.
Oh, that sounds good.
So they came second. It's really good. And now, a further reason why the song is so remarkable is that it was involved in one of the closest calls in the contest history.
Yeah.
So they were leading right up until the end, until Slovenia cast their vote. And ultimately, they finished just 2 points lower than eventual winner Sertab Ereğli from Turkey with Every Way That I Can, which is one of my all-time Eurovision faves, so I'm totally happy that one won.
Yeah, I can't believe that nearly lost out to...
Right? And they only finished 1 point above third place Russia, which was Tattoo's entry.
Oh yeah, all the things she said.
Wasn't their Eurovision entry.
Is it not?
No.
Can't remember the Eurovision entry.
No, neither can I, because everyone can only remember all the things that she said. Yeah. Use of imaginary language has been tried to lesser effect twice since. Ugh. So in 2006, Treble sang Amambanda for the Netherlands. It's a bit weird. And then in 2008, Belgium again, hopped on the nonsense train with with Ishtar's O Julisi, which we have a little clip of that as well.
Oh, great. Another nonsense song.
A pile of crap.
The other one was a pile of crap that nearly won. God, yeah, what is
so
going
cheesy.
on? And it's made up as well. It's made up.
Get rid of it.
It's made up.
Both subsequent attempts failed to qualify for the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Unsurprisingly.
Don't do made up languages.
So
it makes no sense whatsoever.
You can throw in some nonsense words.
Just for songs. Ooh, ting tang, walla walla bing bang. Great.
That's a slamming track. The cartoons, everyone loved him. Just do that. If you want to put in some nonsense, put in a bit of nonsense. Don't do a whole song of nonsense.
Yeah.
Use some sense about nonsense.
And that's what we've learned.
And that's the end of that story. No, there is a little line to end off. So Belgium may not have won.
Yeah.
But they came bloody close.
Very close.
With a whole pile of poop. So they did very well there. And so to end in a better style than me saying a pile of poop,
we're
going to end with the immortal words of BBC commentator Sir Terry Wogan. God rest his merry soul.
Yes.
And in the words of Sir Terry Wogan, they've got 4 languages in Belgium and they're singing in an imaginary one. The very essence of the Euro. Sir Terry.
That's deep. I feel like I'm just it's like philosophy or something. That was very interesting. You know, you always hear it. I thought there was a lot more imaginary made-up languages than there has been then. So only 3, really.
Only 3.
And the 2 of them didn't even get through to the final.
No.
And I know
one of them almost won.
Yeah. And I know, like you say, you know, there's been imaginary made-up bits of songs. Boom, bang, bang, right from the 60s. 60s?
Boom, bang, bang, right in your ear, mate.
Boom, bang, bang, right over here. But yeah, and throwing a bit of neo-Nazism for a little bit of drama.
Just for fun.
It's great. You've got
throwing some neo-Nazis for fun.
You've got a primetime BBC drama on your hands there.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so basically we've learned don't sing in a made-up language.
Nah, because it's only worked once and it didn't quite work then. And also someone almost got arrested.
Yeah, don't be a neo-Nazi.
Don't be a neo-Nazi, don't sing in nonsense.
There we go. You're taking notes, then those are the 2 you need to take.
And I don't know what, I don't think she did much afterwards. I had a little Google, but...
No. Thank you for that story as well. Again, as always, it was insightful and always just lovely to sit back and listen to you speak words.
A little kiss ass. Get on with your story,
exactly.
Mate. Get on with your song.
I know, it's because I know what's coming up, so I always
do your song.
Sweeten the little...
That's not going to work. Do your song.
I know, you're a fucking harsh judge, Isabel. Fair, harsh but fair, I think. Harsh but fair. Although last week, people disagree.
Fan favourite.
So fucking fan favourite. This week, Isabel, I had a little think, and I was looking at the trend of this year's Eurovision Song Contest, because I know last week's one was a bit dated. It was a bit 80s. So
stolen.
Unintentionally, anyway, it's fine. All fine. People disagree with you and like myself.
Mostly you.
Anyway, so I wanted to be current. So I looked at some of the trends from this year's Eurovision. Mm-hmm. And what I found was there's quite a lot of people pushing the boundaries in terms of what's allowed in Eurovision this year. I know that we've already talked about a couple of them. So, Robin Bankston originally using the word fuck several times in his song, which he has changed, but still, it's, clear enough what he's saying. That song from where is it? What country? Where Wet Dreams is in the second line.
Yeah, that's Montenegro, where he talks about wet dreams.
Yeah, wet dreams, and of course the FYR Macedonia song, which is about masturbation, right?
Is that what you're taking from it?
Yeah, it's about.
It?
I mean, Dance Alone, right? Like. I mean, isn't it?
Roland's a little saucy thing. Roland's a little sauce pot.
Hang on. It's definitely about, so the first line, take down my hair, wash off my makeup. It's going to be a one-man show, right?
Oh.
Yeah? I got to feel good in saturation, and I'm the only one who knows. I'll dance alone wherever I am, just wherever the mood takes you.
Oh, don't do that. That's nasty. If you do it wherever you are, you get arrested for that.
I feel like I'll dance alone, and the end is like, I'll be dancing on my own, wishing you could hold me close. That's about masturbation, isn't it?
Well, it is now, because you've made it about it. So now no one's going to think anything other than that.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Anyway, so the idea is that there's quite a few, slightly pushing the boundaries, being a bit edgy, sort of sexy, sexual
have it about
songs.
wanking.
Yeah, I've not done a song about wanking, don't worry.
Thank Christ.
But I have done a song that is a little bit, a little bit edgy, a little bit sexy. I've done a song called Body-lingual.
Okay.
Isobel.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear my song, Body-lingual?
Go for it, mate.
Okay.
Eyes meet across the bar. I can't help but think how fine you are. I go to lean in close and you move with me. I wonder just what this thing could be. Music's pumping, it's hard to hear. The sounds we speak don't reach our ears. We don't need no voices, don't need no words. So baby, just trust me. I'm bilingual. If you come home with me, I'll translate all your movements and I'll help you see. There's no limit to our language when our tongues become untied. Just forget what people taught you, cause we'll be talking on the inside. Oh, speak your body language. Move, walk, we don't need to talk. Oh, you shiver and you tingle. The power of the tongue is better when you're bilingual. Let go when you're with me. It feels so good and it feels so free. Feel my lips and soon you'll see. I tie you into knots with origami. Oh, so it's easy to see. I'm fluent in you and you're fluent in me. We all speak the same in ecstasy. So baby, just love me. I'm bilingual and you can learn with me. You make me tense with all your tenses in our history. When we learn from all our lessons, we'll be happy and be free. Cause the power of our language will come easily. Oh, speak your body language. Move, walk, we don't need to talk. Oh, you shiver and you tingle. The power of the tongue is better when you're bilingual.
The power of your tongue is better when you're body-lingual. Isobel!
That line.
That was my song, Body-lingual.
Yeah.
It was sexy. It was...
If in your mind.
It was sexy. It was smooth. It was excellently written. Just planting those seeds in your head.
Just run the word origami with stuff.
So I tried to enunciate because it was a very clever lyric, but I couldn't quite get my mouth round it, excuse the pun. So it said I'll tie you into knots.
Sorry, I was yawning so I didn't get to laugh at that, but it was funny.
It said I'll tie you into knots with my origami.
Oh no, I wish that had been origami. Oh, I wish I hadn't asked.
I thought of that on the bus and wrote it down. It's about language, oral language.
Oral language. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, lots of mouth words.
Yeah, I could hear them.
You get that? Yeah.
Yeah, I got that. It was a bit like some of them were too gross for me.
They were a bit like biological.
And also it's just, I know that it's you saying it.
No, that's the thing. And I think I should have warned you beforehand. I don't want you to think of it being me saying origami.
I know.
And to say like the power of the tongue.
Stop it. Stop. Shut your mouth.
Like, think of it think of a Robin Bankston, think of a Mom Zemelo. Talking about origami. That's fucking great.
Stop saying it. Great. Stop it.
Who hasn't, like, I know you accused me last week of stealing that. That came from my head, and I think that is top notch. Like,
no. So this is what my moaning is going to lead on to.
You're moaning? What are you moaning about?
Well, going on the fact that I'm going, saying gross words.
Yeah.
Really liked it.
Yes. Come on.
It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like, I'm glad that you are able to remove me from those lyrics.
Of course.
And Body-lingual as well, just as a...
if this came on at Eurovision, I'd be howling and would definitely want it to win. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay. In terms of it, I don't think it's... I'll be honest with you, I don't think it's the dizzying height.
No.
That we've sseen previously.
It feels like it could have gone...
It's good. Yeah. You're almost there with it.
Yeah. It could have gone a step further. I was going to do a bridge. I found it a bit difficult. I feel like all of my creative energies were spent on those 4 chords.
And the word origami.
And Body-lingual. And that was about it. And I just played around with that.
I think you've just made many women pregnant. Or sick.
Yeah, one of the two. I mean, both.
At the same time.
Okay, well, I guess let's stop talking about it and let's just get down to the brass tacks here. Isobel, what score would you give Body-lingual?
You're going to like me today. Giving it D's.
Yay! A 10! Oh,
hopefully there'll be no backlash next week, guys.
They'll be like, he didn't fucking deserve a 10, Isobel.
Oh my god, yeah, I can't wait till the first person who emails in and says that.
It was a shit song.
You judged him far too highly.
I'm very happy now. So on that note, Isobel, the sun has finally set outside and here on the podcast as well.
In our hearts.
And in our hearts. So as we say, if you have a song that you would like us to judge,
still, come on now, we're getting some chat, we're getting some communication. I'm loving it.
Back and forth.
Still need a song. Jordan, you're cocky. I feel like you could do a song.
Yeah, Chance.
And is Jordan the one from Brooklyn?
No, Chance is the one from Brooklyn.
Chance, you're from Brooklyn. You must be. If you're not Chance the rapper, who are you? Come on, like someone send in a bloody song. Do it. I know I haven't yet, but I only found out last week that I could get GarageBand, and I've been on holiday, so I'll have a look at it soon. I'm busy quite a lot this week.
She's quite busy. Have a look. Maybe the week after.
Maybe at some point I'll do it. But someone send in a blooming song.
You can do that at europhoriapodcast@gmail.com.
And of course, you can follow us on Twitter, which is @EurophoriaCast. Instagram is dead. We no longer use that.
Stop it.
Just stop following us on it. We're not going to use it anymore. I'm bored of it. Also, I'm going to ask if you can rate, review, and subscribe to us on iTunes. Even if you don't listen to this on iTunes, just do it anyway, because it's helpful for us. As I mentioned before, we don't make any money out of this. We're not looking for money. We just like having a nice audience and just having fun. Yeah. But also this just gets out to a wider audience. Yeah. So, and the long-term goal is that someone will at some point send us to Eurovision.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, the least you can do, not the least you can do, the least you can do is nothing.
The least you can bloody do is help us do something for free.
But you can just give it a star rating. You don't have to write a thing. So, and that really helps us as well. So that would be really fun. And it just fills our little hearts with a little bit of joy when we see that someone else has written a review. Always fills us with
joy. Slight news.
Oh, are you pregnant?
I haven't mentioned. Oh, God! Absolutely not. And why on earth would you think I would announce it in this way?
I don't know. Yeah, that would be weird.
Jesus, that would be odd.
I'm just not expecting this.
Hi, Reverend. Pregnant.
That's how you communicate nowadays.
No, categorically not. No, we're going to have a guest next week. Our first guest host on the podcast. I'm not gonna try and tag this out and pretend it's Jedward, because it's not but it's someone very fun. So we're gonna have a guest host next week, so listen up with slightly changed format, but for any fans of Roland songs, next week is a must listen.
For any fans of Roland songs, next week Roland won't have a song.
No.
There'll be
songs.
There'll be something.
There'll be
something
songs.
Special for all of you guys.
Exactly. There's going to be a big special treat.
So be sure to tune in next week. But before we go, let's end the podcast in the same way we end every week with our usual catchphrase. Isobel, what's your body language?
It's definitely not fucking origami, mate.
Sorry, Mum. Right, okay, well, thanks for listening, everyone, and apologies for origami. We will see you next week. Goodbye!